Hi, my name's Kate, a firefighter with Fire and Rescue New South Wales, working in the Community Engagement Unit. And here comes my Command Liaison Officer, Tony. Every winter, we see a large rise in the number of fires. This is mostly due to the increased use of heating equipment and extra cooking. You can jump on our website, download a checklist, and it's going to help you prepare your home for the cooler months this year. I've invited Tony around to help me with mine. Let's head inside.
The first item on our checklist is probably the most important: smoke alarms. Smoke alarms are the only thing that's going to wake you in the event of a fire in your home. First, we need to see if it's working. Let's use a broomstick to press the test button. Great, that's working. What we need to do now is give it a quick vacuum to remove any dust or bugs. And remember, if your smoke alarm doesn't work or it's more than 10 years old, you should replace it.
So I've drawn my escape plan on the grid that I've downloaded from the Fire and Rescue New South Wales website.
Great, can you talk me through it?
If I had a fire in the kitchen and I was in one of the front bedrooms, I'd escape out the front door. If I was in the living room and the fire was in the kitchen, I'd go out the back door. All of the windows can be used as a second path of escape.
That's great, Kate, because you should always try to avoid moving past the fire, and you should always have at least one or more exits from a room. Have you got a meeting place?
I do, at the mailbox, where I can call 000 and wait for firefighters to arrive to let them know that we have everyone safely out of the house.
If you have a fire in your home, get out, stay out, and call 000, and never go back into a burning home.
I'll do a practice run once everyone gets home tonight, including the dog.
Fantastic. I see you've got a fireplace. That's the next step on our list. Remember to clean your fireplace before using it this year, and keep your firewood and any other combustibles at least a metre away. And keep matches and lighters out of reach of small children. Have you got a fire screen for this fireplace?
Yep, I do.
Perfect. And remember always to use the fire screen whenever you have the fire going.
You should always check your heaters before using them. Look over the cords and inspect them for any damage. Always plug them directly into the wall socket, turn it on, give it a test run, and if you suspect anything's wrong with it, call an electrician or have it replaced.
And remember, Kate, to keep everything at least a metre from the heater, because the heater can ignite any objects that are too close.
So I've just taken my electric blanket out of storage to give it a check. Firstly, I always roll it, never fold it, because that can damage the internal wires. Next, roll it out on top of your bed, and before we switch it on, we're going to feel over the top of the blanket to see that all the wiring is in good condition and there's no irregularities. Next, we're going to check the cords and make sure they're in good condition before we plug it in. Leave it on for 5 minutes and allow it to heat up. Then you're going to rub your hands over the top and check for any hot spots. If you suspect that there's any fault within the electric blanket, throw it out and get a new one.
The last thing we need to look at is wheat bags. They can ignite or cause serious burns if overheated. So when using a wheat bag, use it according to the manufacturer's instructions and don't use it in the bed. If you see any wear or tear or scorch marks on the wheat bag, you should throw it away and then get another one. There's just one more thing I need to remind you about. You should always keep looking while you're cooking. More than 50% of our home fires start in the kitchen, and most of those from unattended cooking.
So there you have it. That was nice and easy, and now I know that I'm all prepared for winter. You can download a version of the checklist from www.fire.newsouthwales.gov.au. You can also find out more about winter fire safety. Thanks so much for watching. Get your checklist, get ready for winter, and stay safe.